Hey everybody, I know it's been a long time since I've put anything out. I'm actually working on a couple different videos and also updating the scripts that I've written. Those will be coming out sometime soon. But something just came up and I thought I would just do a quickie on it, which is the using the add in between and remove in between. And somebody's having a problem making hotkeys for it. And at first I was like, well, that's weird. But then I kind of looked into it a little bit, and there is a little bit of a trick to getting that to work. If you want to make a hotkey for it that's not in the graph editor, and that's the important part, is it's in the graph editor that is the issue. So I'll just take my cow here, and if you haven't used the add in between, remove in between, it's really, really handy. I use it all the time. So for here, I have this bounce up that he's going, and let's just say I want to make that last a little bit longer. I can just say add in between, and this is just on the translations, not on his deformation. It's going to make it take a little bit longer. So I can make it move it out like way too far, and you see how you see a little bit of change there. And now it's going to take a lot longer before he hits the ground. And conversely, I could do remove in between. It's going to bring it right back. If I open up the graph editor, let me take a look here. When I hit those keys, add in between, you can see how it moves them out. Remove in between, you see how it moves them back in. And you're seeing the extra keys here because those are what's coming from the blend shape. You can also go in here and use the, I think it's here, yeah, under keys. So this is a little bit different because if I do have, let me disconnect or let go and reselect my cow here. And using this one instead of this one is going to be slightly different because it's the graph editor version. And if I do add in between, you see it moves all of them at the same time. So I can move them all, and you can see that now I'm getting a little bit different result because it's moving the blend shape as well. And normally this would be, a different kind of rig or something like that. Where the problem comes is when you might want to make a hotkey for this. So if I go into Windows, Animation, Settings, Preferences, Hotkey, I'm going to open that up. And let's just do a runtime command. I'm going to look for in between because that's the easiest way. And you have add in between and remove in between. But you notice here it's under the editors option. Now that means it's only going to work in that particular editor. So like if you can have specific ones that only work in the graph editor, only work in the main view. If I get rid of this, I'll show you what I mean. If I go here to editors, you can select which editor it is you want to be working in. So let's say I wanted to work in the, dope sheet isn't even in there? Yeah. No dope sheet. Okay, so in this particular instance, the person wanted to use the dope sheet. As you can see, I don't even have the dope sheet in there. But if I go to the graph editor, you see I have a bunch of commands, and these hotkeys will be specific to only work in the graph editor and nothing else. One sec. Sorry about that. Okay, so then the question becomes, what are you going to do? If you wanted to use this while you're using the dope sheet, or while you're using any other UIs or something like that, and I would probably just make it so it works. The only thing I've found so far is to make it so it works just globally. So, and the thing to do that too is you do need to make a custom script for that. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm gonna open up the graph editor or the script editor here. Give myself a mel tab. Clear this out for a second. I think. Let me just double check. Okay, good. Oops. Oh my god, how many tabs do I have? Okay, there we go. This is the tab that I want. Bigger. So what I'll do here is I'll just go in here and do open this up and say add in between. And you notice I get this command here, which is time slider, edit keys, add in between. And if I do remove in between, I get time slider, edit keys, remove in between. So to make a custom script for that, I'm just going to go to Windows, Settings, Preferences, Hotkeys, which was open, but I'll just open it again. And what I'm going to do is go to Custom Scripts here and just make a new one. So up here on the right, I'll say Runtime Command Editor. Under New, I'm going to take this add in between, drop it in like that. I'm going to say time add in between. And sometimes I'll try and give them like I'll just do it. Fine, SM underscore. And the reason I'm doing that is because then it becomes super unique, and I know it's nothing else in Maya is going to conflict. I'll say save runtime command. It'll say it's been saved, and here it shows up over here. And now I'll do another new one by hitting new, but this time I'm going to do remove in between, drop that in there. I'm going to say sm underscore time rem in between. And say save runtime command. Okay, now I have that. I'll close this. I don't need to see this anymore. And here's my new hotkeys that I've created. In this case, they're using. I'm not going to change that. So what can I change it to temporarily? I mean, almost everything is set to a hotkey. So what if I do control that? Wait. Control this. Next skin paint mode. Yeah, sure. I don't even know what that is. I'll do that. Nope, no idea what that is. Okay, now I'll save these. So now when I just grab this and hit my control arrow, I'm actually affecting that in between. And I think, actually, I haven't tried this. I'm going to open it up, look at my graph editor. Here's my graph editor. No, it's not doing it. It's only doing it for what I have selected in the timeline. So let's see if we can do it for the graph editor as well. So I'll go to curves, no, keys, open this up. I'm going to reopen my script editor here for a second. And again, I've never done this, so I'm just going to try it, add in between. Now check this out. It's a whole different script. No, I wasn't expecting that. Let's just take a quick look here. Blah, 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 blah. Time. Time is the hard one here. Time change one, option overhang above the graph editor in front of it. Okay, cool. So actually what I'm going to do is I do need to give it a variable, which is going to be this time. So let's just say current time. I'm going to do it this way. Float, dollar sign. We'll just say now. I'm going to be now equals current time. And actually, let's just try something really quick. Gives me nothing, so I'm going to do -q for query. Let's try that. Cool, it gives me the current time. So I've dropped that in there. I'm going to change this to $time. So if I use that, let's just see what happens. Make this so you can see it. Move that over there. Let's see this. Move this over here. Move it up here. All right. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight this and hit the enter key, and it gives me a syntax error. Oh, I haven't used Mel in a while. I got to make sure I have that semicolon on there. Time is an undeclared variable. Oh, because I didn't call it that. Yeah, make sure you use the same variable. I see nothing. Do you see a change? I don't see a change. Interesting. Well, that sucks. I wonder why that is. Let me. Oh, because it has to be the same way it was written. Blah, 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 blah. Remove in between. Boom. So see how it says 27 when then the thing. So that'll be in like. Let me just see something really quick. Oh, I can't really do that, so I don't know why that would be. Okay, so let's try something really quick. If I do string $sign now frame equals $sign now plus that. See if this works. Now frame. You are learning in real time with me. Hey, that works. Cool. So, and then the remove in between is the same thing. Just gotta change. Let's see what changes here. Hey, is it not showing it to me? Oh, I'm using the wrong one. I use this one. There we go. That's the one I want. So the difference is the time change is now -1 versus 1. So we can actually just take this information here. I'm going to close that. Go back to my graph editor. I'm sorry, my hotkey editor. Cool. Go back again to custom scripts. And actually, let's just change both of these because we want to make sure it works in the graph editor as well as in the timeline. Now, the thing that's going to be a little tricky about this, depending on how you work, is remember it's going to move those blend shape ones as well. So let's just see what happens here. Let me just take this, go to my runtime committer, edit it, and I'll drop in our new one here. So again, it's time. I'm converting that to a string and then dropping that into the command here. I'm doing +1 change. So that gives you a little tip. You can actually put it in like 5, 10, 20, so you could do jumps and things like that. So I'll save that. And let's go into the remove. And I'm going to do the same thing. And the double forward slashes, whoops, I have to edit. Double forward slashes are there to comment that out. And let's see what happens. I actually honestly don't know. I've never done this before. Graph editor. Cool. We'll grab our cow. And what did I make it? Oh yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. It's moving both. Pretty cool, right? Now the thing is, you are seeing I'm getting a warning here. So if I want to be a little bit cleaner, which I should be, I do want to encapsulate that code. So let's go back to here. Go to our hotkey editor. Custom scripts, edit. Okay, and I know this seems really silly, but all I'm going to do, edit. Now I'm going to really do is just put a forward curly bracket and an end curly bracket. And do the same thing on the other one. Now I could make this into like a Mel script and drop it in and do all that sort of stuff, and have it in my scripts directory and have it pull through and run different scripts. That's totally fine and probably the way I should do it, but this will work too. It's in my it's in my hotkeys as a Mel. The thing that's tricky about this is then if you go to the next version of Maya and you bring your hotkeys across, you do want to make sure that you could this across correctly. So probably the easiest thing that might be a little bit better is to turn this into a little bit of a script. I'm not going to do that right now, but you could do that. But what now I should get is errors because I screwed something up. Let's see what I did here. Oh, I have nothing selected. I don't know, still get it, doesn't like it. The command request expired, blah, 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 0 found. What? Let's take a look, shall we? What have I done? Hotkeys. Well, this is supposed to be a 2-second video, and now it's turning into like a 10-minute video. No, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. I want to grab it though and put it into the script editor. Now the thing you'll notice off the bat too is in the script editor you do get some color highlighting, so it makes it a little bit easier to come in. Which one? Line 7. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh. Line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless, is it because I closed the graph editor? It's quite possible. Right? Yeah. So let's reopen the graph editor. Wow. Let's see if that works. Oh, nothing found. Okay, go here, grab my cow, highlight. Ah, that works. Close the graph editor. Oh, it still works. I don't trust it. Let's do -1. Grab my cow. Okay, close that. Goes these keys. Okay, forward, 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 backward, backward, backward. All right, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you don't need the graph editor open. I'd be curious. That should just work. Now the thing that's happening here that I do like, I go say to the dope sheet even, bing, and this is my 2024, so it's the old dope sheet. It's not the new dope sheet just yet. You see that I also see the bowl hotkeys in here as well. I mean, sorry, jeez, not hotkeys. Blend shape, bowl blend shape is what I called it. Great name. And the bowl def one. Okay, so I don't know. It shows up differently in the dope sheet here. I should be able to just go in here and go forward, 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 forward. And if I check my blend shapes, you can see that they're moving forward as well. Whereas if I was to use the other ones, it's only moving the selected items. So normally what I would do is I would actually just also select this, and now when I do it, it should move both. Hey, it's not. Oh, because I didn't actually select it. There we go. See, now it moves them both together. So in some ways, maybe that new one is kind of nice to have it, you know, saying everything in my history, you know, move it forward, move it back. But that is a little bit dangerous. You do want to make sure. So for me, I'll probably maintain it with the original, and just make sure that if I'm moving a blend shape along with the, any sort of history that has keys on it. And also, this is very rare. Like normally, you're going to have this, in a rig and all that sort of stuff. It'll be selectable and keyable. The blend shape's not going to have keys directly on it unless you're doing something weird, like what I have here with my little tester, animation file. So I hope that helps. I hope it wasn't too confusing since I personally got lost myself. I'm not going to redo the video because sometimes I think it's good if you see people figure things out in real time. And again, here's what the command looks like. I'll open it up in the script editor so you can see it in forward and in back. And if you're curious to make this into a script, just let me know. It's super, super easy. I just don't want this video to be much longer than this. It's already too long. But if you want to know that, just let me know and I'll post that as well. All right, thanks. So just an addendum that I wanted to point out is that it does look like you do need the graph editor open for that to work effectively using the script that I wrote, which is kind of silly because in the end we can always just go to editors, choose the graph editor, and I'm going to go and find that. Actually, I could just do it like I did before with the in between. Add in between, remove in between, and it should let me go in here. As you can remove was this side and add was this side. And you notice that it's letting me do it even though I already have hotkeys set up for the custom scripts. The reason for that is because these ones are specific to the graph editor, these ones are specific to the global Maya. So this may be a little confusing, but let's see what happens when I close the graph editor. Before I was getting that error, but you do see that it is working as correctly. So as long as we open the graph editor once, it should work. Then if I go to the actual graph editor, and this time I'll grab, what is that? Oh, it's a Triceratops or whatever it's called. And we'll look at that first bounce again, and maybe when I move where that bounce is, I should be able to go in here and use the same hotkeys to change that as well. So the only thing that's confusing about that is if you use the keys from here, add, remove, and you don't actually select your history item that you want to move. Now this is very specific to how I've done this, that I've treated this more like a VFX shot. Then it won't actually move the key for the blend shape. So as an example, what I'll show you is you can see that these two down here are actually, you can see the blend shape there. It's this right here. I'm going to go in here and say keys. I'm going to use this and not the hotkeys because at this point the hotkeys are overriding that. And I can say add in between. I'll just do a ton so we can see the difference. And it looks like it actually, it moved it because the graph editor was open, right? So let's try this. I'll go back to here. it does get confusing because if you don't, have things selected. So I'll look at my blend shape specifically. Its key is currently on 65, so just remember that. Now we'll do the add between. Go back and reselect that blend shape, and you see the key is still on 65. So you may want to have that other graph, the hotkey set, so it moves everything in the history like it does that, or basically it's saying everything that's shown in the graph editor. That's up to you. So maybe like when I'm in the graph editor, move everything. When I'm in whatever, only move what I have selected. All right, hope that helps.